If your carry gun is fine, put it on a shot timer and watch it tell the truth. This list is for American concealed carriers, home defenders, and range regulars who do not want marketing hype deciding what rides on their belt. What is at stake is your ability to make fast, clean hits when you are protecting your family, your home, or your own life. In 2026, the pistol world is pivoting hard. Companies are baking recoil control into carry sizes instead of asking you to tolerate snappy guns. Optics ready is becoming default, and magazine ecosystems are turning into a buying decision, not an afterthought. A premium compact is chasing duty reliability in a smaller package. A modular hammer-fired platform is courting serious shooters with tuning options. A value brand is swinging for the fences after a very public safety controversy. And one iconic manufacturer is clearly preparing a reset. I am breaking down what is real, what is risky, and what you should handle first. Number 7. Taurus GX4 Strike Bravo. The spec sheet looks like a dare aimed straight at carry buyers. A 3.71-inch tube, a 15-round magazine, and an optics-ready slide mean a full firing grip and a dot sit in a footprint that still lives in the concealed carry lane. That combination targets new carriers who want one pistol to do belt duty, glove box duty, and weekend range reps without paying premium prices. The practical question comes fast. How does it earn trust as a defensive tool? The answer starts with risk management, because this model family has lived through a public safety notice tied to drop discharge conditions on certain units. Owners had to check serials and follow the company guidance. That history raises the proof bar. Verify the exact variant. Confirm the latest safety guidance. Then run a real shakeout. A clean 500-round baseline with your practice ammo and 200 rounds of your carry load gives you data that marketing cannot fake. When it runs, the upside is obvious. A bigger magazine in a compact frame reduces reload frequency in drills. An optics cut lets you skip adapter plates and keeps the dot lower for a better presentation. The maker also tends to price magazines and parts accessibly, which matters to normal Americans who actually train. In hands, the grip geometry usually decides the whole story. If the backstrap fits you, recoil tracks flatter. If it feels blocky, splits slow. Dry fire 50 clean presses before money changes hands today. The trade is long-term confidence. Early adopters should expect louder online arguments, inconsistent early reviews, and a higher standard of proof before it becomes a default recommendation. Treat it like a value pick that must pass your personal test gate. Pass the gate and it becomes a serious utility option. Number 6. Springfield Armory Hellcat 380. Small guns punish sloppy technique, so a modern 380 auto-carry pistol keeps showing up in serious conversations. Less recoil in the same footprint means more people actually practice. That affects new shooters, smaller-handed shooters, and older shooters who still want a daily carry option that stays comfortable through long sessions. I have watched shooters who hated micro 9mm smile when a softer 380 lets them stay on the sights. The flinch fades. The grip stays steady. A 100-round session becomes normal instead of a punishment again. The operating idea stays simple. 380 auto runs lower impulse than 9mm, so the slide cycle feels calmer, the dot wobbles less, and follow-up shots come sooner. Add a dual recoil spring system and a modern grip texture and the gun starts behaving like a bigger pistol in mini form. Capacity matters here too, because the 380 market used to live in tiny magazines. A high-capacity micro 380 changes the math for concealment. This platform also leans into the 2026 reality of optics-ready carry. A slide cut that accepts micro dots means your sighting system stays consistent across your carry rotation. That matters to Americans who carry daily and still want a clean presentation from concealment. Holster options and spare magazines also follow the popularity of the base family, so support tends to land faster than a brand new one off. The trade is cartridge performance and shooter honesty. .380 gives up energy compared with 9mm, so ammo choice and placement matter more. Pick a proven load and confirm function with at least 200 rounds. Then test your carry drill. Draw 2 hits at 7 yards and a clean reload. If your times improve and your hits stay tight, the whole point just proved itself. Number 5. Caracal CMP 9. A compact 9mm personal defense weapon style pistol changes how normal people shoot because more contact points mean more control. A brace or stock-free setup still gives you a longer sighting plane, a steadier dot, and a recoil impulse that pushes straight back instead of snapping your wrists. That is why the MP5 magazine angle matters. It plugs into an ecosystem that lives in range bags across America. Early published details put this platform in the premium neighborhood. Manufacturers suggested retail price figures around $1,800 have floated for certain variants, and a 9-inch barrel has been reported for at least one configuration. Those figures put it in a lane. Roll matters most. This is the truck gun, the backpack gun, the range tool that still needs real reliability, because it might be the gun that sits within reach during a bad night drive. The selling mechanic is an advanced blowback style action meant to soften recoil compared with basic straight blowback. Less bolt slam can mean faster splits and less dot bounce. Pair that with MP5 pattern magazines and you get cheap, common feeding hardware that already has decades of field history. Now for the adult part. The Caracal name carries recall baggage from earlier pistol models, and that history means this platform has to earn trust the hard way. Watch for round count reports. Watch for parts availability. Watch for warranty behavior when something breaks. If it clears those gates, it becomes a niche monster. It fills a space between a handgun and a full pistol caliber carbine, and it does it with magazines many shooters already own. Handle one. Shoulder it. Then run 10 fast pairs at 15 yards. The hit pattern tells the truth. If your dot tracks like a sewing machine, keep it on the short list for 2026. Number 4. Styer ATD and Styer ATC. An Austrian engineer looked at the modern pistol market and decided polymer was boring. That mindset shows up in a hammer-fired modular line for shooters who care about spring rates and how a gun returns to target after recoil. The audience is real. United States Practical Shooting Association shooters, steel match addicts, range regulars who run 1,000 rounds a month and keep notes. The numbers tell you the intent. The compact defensive model lists a 101mm barrel and about 868 grams with a magazine. The sport-leaning 5-inch models list a 127mm barrel and around 1,228 grams with a magazine. The 6-inch version stretches to a 153mm barrel and about 1,282 grams. Weight and barrel length buy you sight radius, softer impulse, and a steadier dot during transitions. The second story is tuning. This platform has been promoted with modularity and spring swaps. That matters because shooters chase different goals. A carry shooter wants a safe, consistent press. A match shooter wants speed and a predictable reset. A modular hammer system can serve both when the proper part support exists. Price chatter reflects the split. The defensive model has been discussed around $900 to $1,100. The sport model has been discussed around $2,000 to $2,500 depending on configuration. That puts it in competition territory with established metal frame names. The trade is size and ecosystem time. Bigger grips love big hands and bully small hands. Holsters, magazines, and spare parts take time to become common. Still, as a 2026 watch list pick, this is a serious entry. Get your hands on one. Dry fire 100 presses, then decide. If the trigger wall feels clean and the muzzle settles straight down, you will understand why competitors pay for weight in a hurry today. Number 3. Smith & Wesson Shield X Carry Comp. Carry guns came with an unspoken deal. You accept sharp recoil in exchange for concealment. The modern answer is compensation built into a pistol that hides under a t-shirt. That is the whole reason this model exists, and it hits the exact crowd that carries daily and actually shoots drills instead of shooting opinions. The layout sits in the sweet spot. A 3.6-inch barrel, about 6.7 inches overall, roughly 20.6 ounces, and a 13+1 capacity class keeps it in the true carry category. The compensator effect matters more than the number. It pushes gas up to keep the muzzle flatter, so the dot stays closer to the target during recoil. Follow-up shots become easier to earn. This also fits the optics-ready reality. A modern slide cut lets you mount a carry-sized dot without adapter plate drama, and that supports consistency across training. Americans who carry with a dot care about repeatable presentation. They want a dot that stays visible through hard cycling. There is a trade, as always. Compensation tends to increase blast and flash compared to a plain muzzle. Some soft ammo can run differently in comped setups. The package works when you validate it properly with your carry load and your gun. Solve that with a basic process. Pick a proven defensive load. Shoot 200 rounds. Confirm locks back. Confirm the dot stays tight. Confirm your holster fit. Here's the fun part. When a small gun shoots flatter, people train more. And training is the real upgrade. Run a timer drill. Draw 2 hits at 7 yards. If your splits shrink and your hits stay centered, the comp did its job. It also makes one-handed shooting less miserable, which matters when an emergency steals your balance. Number 2. Staccato HDC 3.6. Some pistols feel like luxury watches. This one wants to feel like a duty tool, yet polished. The target audience is the American carrier who already shoots a lot, already owns good gear, and wants a compact gun that holds up to hard daily training without giving up the slick trigger feel people chase in the premium lane. The spec line is clean: 9mm, a 3.6-inch bull barrel, about 24 ounces, and a 4 to 4.5 pound trigger range. That weight is light enough for carry and heavy enough to keep the gun settled. The bull barrel adds mass up front, and that helps the dot track flatter during recoil. In fast pairs, that matters more than a brochure description. The ecosystem play is the spice. This platform ships with 15-round Glock pattern magazines. That is huge for normal Americans because magazines cost money, and magazines also carry trust. People already have piles of that pattern, and their pouches and range belts already fit them. That lowers the barrier to switching. Now the trade. Premium guns demand premium expectations. Manufacturer-suggested retail price starts around $2,299 for this model line and published coverage. And that means you expect consistent fit, clean feed geometry, and strong support when parts wear. You also expect the gun to run dirty because real carry guns collect lint, sweat, and pocket debris. This is where the decision becomes simple. If you want a compact that feels duty-minded and still shoots like a serious shooter gun, this belongs near the top. Put 1,000 rounds through it. Track malfunctions. Track extractor tension. Track magazine behavior. When the log stays boring, the gun earns its price. A compact pistol still has to conceal, so check your grip length against your garment before buying. Number 1. Glock V Series. Every pistol company watches one manufacturer the way sailors watch the moon. When that brand shifts, holster makers shift, magazine makers shift, and 1 million Americans feel it in their gun shop wall. That is why this entry sits at number 1. The V lineup signals a catalog reset built around modern carry realities. Official published data for one flagship model lists 9mm, 17-round standard capacity, a 114mm barrel, and 590 grams without a magazine. It also lists features people asked for in real use: ambidextrous slide stop, flared magwell for faster reloads under stress, front slide serrations for a sweaty one-hand press check. Those details target everyday carriers, duty users, and competitive shooters who want simple, repeatable handling. The bigger story is pressure. Optics ready has become a baseline expectation across the market. Legal and compliance debates have also pushed manufacturers to rethink how pistols are configured and sold in certain states. That environment rewards companies that can simplify their lineup and standardize key features. I have seen first-time DOT users struggle for weeks, then pick up an optics cut and instantly present a cleaner. Less adapter weirdness equals more reps. Strength here is boring reliability and ecosystem dominance. Parts exist, holsters exist, magazines exist, training knowledge exists. Americans who carry daily benefit from a platform that stays consistent across generations because consistency reduces mistakes. Trade shows up in the same place it always does. A big company moves carefully, and early variants can feel conservative. The upside is predictability. The buyer gets a gun that fits common holsters, feeds from common magazines, and has a support network that can keep it running for decades. If you plan to buy one new pistol in 2026, handle these first. Your long-term logistics will thank you.